Share you, warts and all. I got some moles, not really warts. To supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and our idiom today is warts and all. Now, this idiom, I'm going to grab my notes and use my magnifying glass, is attributed to Oliver Cromwell, who, under King Charles I, was the Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, Scotland, and Ireland in the 1600s. And when he sat to have his portrait painted by Sir Peter Lilly, it is said, and it's reported, that he told Sir Lilly to render his likeness, warts and all, meaning all of his, scars and warts and battle wounds, etc., to make an actual portrait and a likeness of him. He wanted to show up as he really was, to be authentic, which ties into our paradox today, which I call the perfect paradox, that says the more honest you are about your faults, the more people will think that you're perfect. Now, I think this is true, and it took me a lot of years to come to that conclusion. And I also found that it's a whole lot easier to be yourself than to try to be someone else, or to be someone or something that you're not. When we're faking it till we make it, that's exactly what we're doing. We're not only faking it with other people, but we're lying to ourselves as well. There's a difference to me between fake it until you make it or act as if. If I'm acting as if, it means I'm becoming the thing I want to become. If I'm faking it till I make it, then I'm not. I'm being dishonest with myself and with other people, and I'm not really what I am saying that I am, at least not yet. So fake it till you make it, to me, is lying, and you can define it any way you want. And acting as if is becoming. And I guess I'd always rather become than lie. So, warts and all, it's kind of a fun idiom and an expression. I guarantee I've used it before, meaning be honest with me, be upfront with me, tell me the whole story. Don't just tell me the good parts and the highlights. And it's really, really important as we're building and growing and supersizing our business that people are open and honest with us, that it's okay for them to make mistakes and know they're not going to be held against them as long as they learn a lesson from those mistakes and don't decide to repeat them over and over and over again. I've had people make very expensive lessons in my businesses. I've made very expensive mistakes and lessons in my businesses and in my career. But I like to believe that I've learned from them and create a whole lot of new mistakes that I can make. Because guess what? There's infinite possibilities for success, but there's also as many or more infinite possibilities. Now, since infinity is infinity, that's kind of a silly statement, but there's a lot of ways to make mistakes. And we can learn from them, and we can learn to not make that category of mistakes. But I guarantee I'm going to continue to make mistakes till I pass away, right? Till I die, as I'm growing and building and creating and adding things that I think are of value to the world, that are of value to my life and other people's. I'm going to mess up. I'm going to make mistakes. And that's, if you're able to admit when you make a mistake and say, oh my God, I did this, here's why, of what I was thinking in my craziness, or what I wasn't thinking, you can then move on from that and do better next time, or create something better next time. It's why we test and try and test and try and test and try things so many times until they actually work. I think it took me, and I wasn't intentionally looking for a framework, but it took me, years of expertise, training, and experience to come up with the SOAP framework that I teach people now. I was doing it and tweaking it and testing it and making it better over decades, but I didn't share it with other people until the pandemic hit. And when the pandemic hit, I'm like, all right, we all need a process for processing all the craziness that's going on in our life and all the changes and challenges. This is how I've done it in the past. What is a framework that I could use to share with other people to help them deal with these changes and challenges that happen in our lives all the time? And that's when I came up with the SOAP framework. Yes, I do have a little bar of soap, and I lost my SOAP framework card. I guess I knocked it over somewhere. Anyway, I have a framework with soap, and I like different soaps. It's kind of a fun thing, and it was perfect for the pandemic, where we were paying attention to cleanliness and hygiene and sanitation all the time, or sanitary, sterilized situations. So, curious your thoughts on this, on warts and all, and on authenticity and showing up as who you are. I mean, I show up as who I am. Gray hairs, warts and all. And some people hate that. Some people like it, some people hate it. there's not very many people in the middle. Some people are just like, you know, I've been called so many fun names on the internet, and originally it bothers you, and then you realize people just are people, and it's about them, the comments and the things that they make. It's not about you. And once you realize that, it takes the sting out of it. Still gives you a little niggle in the back of your neck, but you're like, I just remind myself to consider the source and ask myself, is the person who's criticizing what I'm doing the thing I'm doing? And if they're not, then no business me caring about what their opinion is. So be yourself, be honest, be authentic, show up. We need to do all those things in our business because it gives the people in our businesses permission to do the same, to be themselves, to continually improve and grow, to make mistakes and learn from them, etc. So love to know what you think of this particular idiom, warts and all. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow with another idiom that coincides with this year's annual challenge. Have a great day.